with a heart so bold. Tapping on keys like they made up your soul. Building dreams out of digits, making websites roll. Oh, Austin code monkey, working all night. SEO wizard making ladies take flight. From the Texas heat to the neon glow, you're the custom king of the SEO show.
Welcome to this custom deep dive. We are looking at a topic that is just absolutely critical for any small business today, particularly if you're serving a competitive market like Austin. We're talking about how to build a website that doesn't just, look professional, but one that actively generates leads and sales.
And that really is the core mission, right? Our sources here, it's a stack of foundational research, expert notes, all distilled for the local Austin business scene. It's basically a comprehensive cheat sheet.
Okay.
We're trying to cut through all the noise and give you that essential checklist. We're talking design, hyper-local SEO, and of course, conversion tactics.
And our goal is pretty straightforward. How do we transform a website from what's essentially a static digital business card?
Yeah, brochure.
Exactly. Into what the experts are calling a high-octane lead generation engine. And the sources, they frame the stakes perfectly. They emphasize this 3-second rule.
Oh, that rule is just unforgiving.
It is.
You have about 3 seconds. That's it. To convince a customer in Austin, maybe they're browsing while stuck on I-35.
We've all been there.
To stay on your site before they just click back and go straight to a competitor.
Yeah.
If the design is even a little off, if the message isn't crystal clear, you've lost that sale.
Before the page is even fully loaded, maybe.
Exactly.
So we're going way beyond just picking nice colors. We're breaking down the critical strategies from, optimizing for mobile users who might be waiting in line at Franklin Barbecue.
Right.
To the really deep technical speed metrics that decide whether a browser becomes a buyer. Let's start right at the foundation, the brand message.
Okay, so that 3-second window, it means clarity is everything. Your website has to instantly answer 3 fundamental questions for anyone who lands there.
What are they?
Who you are, what you do, and this is the most important one, why it matters to them right now.
And the best tool for that clarity is distilling your whole identity into one single powerful positioning statement.
Yes. If you can't say it in one memorable sentence, you haven't really figured out your core message yet.
So what needs to be in that sentence?
3 things. Your service or product, who you serve, and what makes your business different in Austin. I mean, think about the local context. A coffee shop isn't just selling caffeine.
Yeah, it's an experience.
Right. They're serving organic, sustainably sourced coffee to, say, South Austin professionals who really, really value ethical sourcing.
Those localized examples are perfect because they show the focus. It's solving a specific problem for a specific community, like a plumber. They're not just fixing leaks.
No, they're offering 24/7 emergency service with upfront pricing specifically for East Austin homeowners who need that immediate, transparent help.
Exactly. Or even a yoga studio.
A yoga studio could say, beginner-friendly stress reduction yoga classes for busy Mueller residents who need a non-intimidating way to decompress. See how specific that is.
Okay, but hold on. If we focus that narrowly, like only targeting Mueller residents, aren't we kind of risking alienating potential customers who live just a couple miles away?
That is a great question, and it's a common fear. But the sources actually argue the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, they say that by speaking directly to the problems of a small, recognizable group, you build trust instantly. That Mueller resident sees themselves in your copy, they know you get them.
And that specificity signals quality.
It signals quality. And customers from nearby will just assume that quality applies to them too. It's better to be the perfect solution for a small group than just a vague option for everyone.
That makes a lot of sense. Specificity drives connection. Okay, let's talk visuals.
Right, because that consistent message needs consistent visual support.
It has to look the part.
And that visual consistency across your site, your Google business profile, social media, it builds crucial recognition. Now with color, it's strategic.
Not just what looks nice.
No. While blue, traditionally means trust, the sources argue that for Austin businesses needing fast action, like a service company, the only color psychology that really matters in that 3-second window
Use contrast.
is using a high contrast, warm color, like a red or an orange, exclusively for your call to action button.
So the key isn't general psychology, it's visual hierarchy. Make the button pop.
Make the button pop, exactly. And speaking of visuals, generic stock photos are just the death of authenticity here in Austin.
Oh, absolutely. You need real local imagery. But what's the right balance? I mean, should every photo have the Capitol building in the background?
The sources suggest subtlety is better. Use photos of your actual storefront, or maybe a picture from a local event you sponsored.
Okay.
Or even just images that feel like Austin's creative outdoor lifestyle.
Yeah.
If you absolutely have to use stock photos, make sure it looks like it belongs here. A patio that could be in Zilker Park, not some mountain in Colorado.
Authenticity builds that local trust faster than anything. And to wrap this section up, the tone of the copy itself has to match.
It needs to sound like a knowledgeable friend, not a corporate robot. Use contractions, ask questions, address the visitor as you.
If it sounds stiff when you read it out loud.
Rewrite it. It has to reflect that Austin approachability.
Okay, let's unpack this next part. Mobile first layouts. This isn't just a trend anymore, it's the reality.
Over 60% of all web traffic is mobile now.
Right. Austin customers are tapping away on their phones while waiting for takeout or, like you said, sitting in I-35 traffic. Your design has to prioritize that smartphone screen first.
And the biggest, most painful mistake businesses make is designing for a big desktop screen and then just trying to cram it onto a phone.
The dreaded horizontal scroll.
Yes. That's not responsive design. It breaks the layout, the navigation, everything.
So responsive design is the answer, making sure the layout adjusts automatically. What's fascinating here, though, is the focus on the above-the-fold real estate on mobile.
Oh, that's premium space.
Yeah.
That's the top of the screen before a user even thinks about scrolling. It's for your most important calls to action. Call now. Book appointment.
Get quote.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mobile users make lightning-fast decisions based on what they can see immediately.
In placement matters. The sources suggest either a sticky header button that stays visible when you scroll, or a floating action button in the bottom right corner.
And it has to be in that high contrast color we just talked about. Instantly actionable.
So technically, how is this done?
It means using responsive flex grids. These are flexible units that resize, not those old fixed width columns that just break your layout on small screens.
Right, that's a key technical detail. But let's talk about the physical part ergonomics. If I'm holding my phone with one hand,
Yes, this is so often overlooked.
the placement of buttons can make or break the whole experience.
Absolutely. Fingers are not as precise as a mouse cursor, so your tap targets, the clickable areas, have to be big enough. Apple and Google both recommend a minimum size of 44 by 44 pixels.
If the buttons are too small, you get frustrated, you mistap, and you leave.
And those buttons need to be in the comfortable thumb zone. I'm sure you've nearly dropped your phone trying to reach a tiny menu icon on the top left corner.
I have, yes.
The thumb zone is basically the bottom 2/3 of the screen. If your crucial buttons are outside of that, you force people to shift their grip or use two hands. That little bit of friction, it kills conversions.
Okay, so if we connect all this great design to the bigger picture, it's all useless if the site is slow.
Totally useless. Page speed is directly tied to your search rankings. And there's a brutal statistic. 53% of mobile users will abandon a site if it takes longer than 3 seconds to load.
3 seconds is nothing. I was stuck on I-35 last week, tried to pull up a restaurant menu. The images were loading slowly. I genuinely backed out and clicked the next option.
See, and that's where Google's metrics really hit home for small businesses. They formalize this with something called Core Web Vitals.
They sound technical, but they're pretty straightforward, right?
Very. They just measure user experience.
So let's simplify them. What's the first one?
We have largest contentful paint, or LCP. That's just loading speed, how fast the main content appears. Then there's first input delay, FID. That's interactivity, how fast the site responds to your first tap.
And the third one, cumulative layout shift, or CLS. That's the one that drives me crazy as a user.
It's the worst. CLS measures visual stability. It's when elements on the page jump around while it's still loading.
Right.
I mean, for a local plumber, what does a bad CLS score cost them? It's not just a lower rank. It's the user trying to tap the Call Now button. And just as their finger moves, the whole page shifts and they tap an ad by mistake.
That's direct revenue loss.
It's pure revenue loss.
Yeah.
All because of visual instability.
And according to the sources, the number one culprit dragging down performance is images.
By far. They can be 50 to 70% of a page's total weight. So the solution is twofold: compression and next-gen formats. You have to compress images with tools like Tiny PNG before you upload.
And then there are these new formats.
Right. You have WebP, which is about 25 to 35% smaller than a JPEG. And the even newer AVIF, which can be 50% smaller.
Okay, but if I choose AVIF, the faster format, am I risking it not working for the few customers who might have older browsers? That feels like a tough trade-off for a business owner.
It is a genuine trade-off, but the source notes that browser support for WebP is over 95% now.
So that's almost a mandatory gain.
It's pretty much mandatory. For AVIF, you can use code that serves the fast format when it can, and then falls back to JPEG for older browsers. The goal is always the fastest experience for the vast majority.
And beyond images, it's about all the extra scripts and plugins.
Every single third-party script, social media widgets, tracking pixels, plugins, it all adds overhead. The sources stress you should audit your plugins quarterly.
And be ruthless.
Be ruthless. If that plugin for animated snowflakes isn't essential to your business goals, get rid of it.
Okay, so let's talk infrastructure solutions, the things that speed it up no matter what.
That's the duo of caching and CDNs. Browser caching stores static files like images on the visitor's device after their first visit.
So the next time they come back, it's almost instant.
Near instant. You can set the cache rules for, say, 30 days.
And CDNs, content delivery networks.
Think of a CDN like a network of mini warehouses for your website data, spread out all over. So if your Austin business uses a CDN, a customer in Dallas gets the site from a server that's geographically close, maybe in Houston, instead of one across the country. It just cuts down the data's travel time.
So we've nailed the technical plumbing and the speed, but none of that matters if a user lands on the site and can't find the Contact Us page. Let's talk navigation.
Yeah, the site needs a logical roadmap. The information architecture has to be structured so customers can find what they need. Hours, services, contact info, without having to think about it.
And the sources are very firm on menu depth.
Yep.
Keep it shallow.
Very firm. Maximum of 2 levels. A top-level menu and maybe some optional submenus. Avoid those complex nested drop-downs that are a nightmare on mobile.
But here's a challenge. What if you're a service company with, say, 20 different offerings? HVAC, electrical, plumbing, both residential and commercial. How do you fit that into 2 levels?
The compromise is categorization. Your top level has broad categories. Residential services, commercial services, and the second level has the specifics.
And the labels have to be keyword rich.
That's key. They have to reflect how customers actually search. Austin HVAC repair is so much better than a vague label like repair services.
Or emergency plumbing instead of what we offer.
Exactly. It helps the user and the search engine.
And you need to combine that clear navigation with a persistent conversion element.
A sticky call now or book appointment button that stays fixed in the header or floats on the page. When the visitor is ready to act, the button is right there. No scrolling required.
All right, now let's get into the local SEO foundation that helps Austin businesses even show up in those near me searches. It all starts with consistency.
Specifically, NAP consistency. Name, address, and phone number. It has to be identical everywhere. On your site, your Google business profile, all online directories.
Even small variations matter, like Saint versus Street.
Yes, even that can confuse search engines and hurt your local visibility.
And to make sure Google really understands this info, we use something called schema markup.
Correct. Think of schema as a formal, machine-readable label for your address and hours. It's invisible code that just removes any ambiguity for the algorithms.
So it knows 512 is an area code, not a street number.
Precisely. You also have to link directly to your Google business profile, which strengthens all those local signals.
And showcases reviews, which is social proof.
And finally, optimize your title tags. That's the clickable blue headline in the search results. Use neighborhood keywords. So instead of just Austin tacos, you aim for best tacos in South Austin, your restaurant name.
Targeting neighborhoods like South Congress, Mueller, or Westlake is just way more effective than trying to compete against the entire city.
Exponentially more effective.
Okay, moving into our final section, conversion-centered elements and trust. We've got the visitor to the site. It's fast, it's clear. Now we need them to act.
And the key is strategic CTA placement. You don't just sprinkle buttons randomly. They have to immediately follow a statement that explains a benefit or solves a problem.
So if your HVAC company promises same-day emergency service,
the Schedule Service Now button belongs right after that powerful statement.
This is all about reducing friction, especially on mobile. For businesses where phone calls are everything plumbers, towing companies' one-click call functionality is a must-have.
Yes, just simple HTML that makes the phone dial when tapped.
All right.
It removes that friction of having to copy and paste the number. It's critical.
And for contact forms, we have to make them as easy as possible.
Every extra field you add reduces your completion rate.
So form optimization means only the absolute essentials. Name, phone, or email, and a brief message. You don't need their full address for an initial quote.
Right. Minimize the fields and make sure you enable browser autofill to make it effortless.
The final piece of this puzzle is building trust. Visitors are comparing you to your competitors, so credibility is non-negotiable.
And social proof through local reviews is huge. You need to showcase testimonials, ideally with customer names and photos. The sources say video testimonials from real Austin customers are the gold standard.
Because they're authentic and hard to fake.
Exactly. And showing you're part of the community matters in a place like Austin. Displaying memberships in the Austin Chamber of Commerce or BBB accreditation or highlighting local sponsorships.
It signals that you're established and trustworthy.
Right. Feature maybe 3 to 5 recognizable credentials. Don't create a distracting wall of tiny badges.
And finally, just basic security. The SSL certificate, that little padlock icon, and HTTPS, it's mandatory now. Displaying security badges from Norton or McAfee also helps reassure visitors their information is safe.
Even if you don't process payments.
This deep dive has really shown that professional web design isn't just about aesthetics. It's this strategic mix of technical performance, local SEO, and conversion optimization.
We've laid out the whole actionable strategy. And to put some practical context on it, a simple business website like this usually takes about 4 to 8 weeks from planning to launch.
And costs can vary wildly, but for a simple conversion-focused site, you're looking at a few $1,000s to start, plus ongoing costs for hosting and maintenance. You have to budget for consistency.
And remember, your work isn't done when it launches. Consistency is more important than frequency for local search authority. Regular content updates, a monthly blog post, new testimonials, that signals to Google that your site is active and relevant.
So we've discussed how performance, mobile design, and NAP consistency build that local authority. But if every business is aiming for mobile first and lightning speed, which is fast becoming the baseline,
Right, it's becoming table stakes.
what aspect of trust, beyond the basic SSL certificate and Google reviews, will become the next essential differentiator for a local Austin business trying to stand out? That's the powerful, community-driven question you should be exploring as you build your strategy.
Austin Code Monkey delivers expert web design and SEO services for businesses that want more calls, more leads, and more jobs. Our SEO strategies ensure your online presence keeps growing and bringing in results. For more information, call 737-932-7532 or visit our website at austincodemonkey.com.
Code monkey, working all night. SEO is making rankings take flight. From the Texas heat to the neon glow, you're the code swinging king of the SEO show.